Here's Dawson now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Here we go now.
Now a play fake here on first down. Room to run past midfield. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. A good pickup there at 22.
There's so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. He'll give it here to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
The Browns on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. On play action, it's Garoppolo. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So a good kick there, and they wrap up the drive by putting 3 on the board.
And, you know, let's face it, you're not always going to come away with 6. Defense in the NFL are just too good. But you've got to come away with something. And there, they get 3.
And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And they hit the home run last drive. 1 play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description, because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. They go to Johnson again. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
They go play action here on first down. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. It looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down in bounds. Second down following the incompletion. Palmer gives to Johnson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Out of the gun, Palmer. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. Jabril Peppers is deep for Cleveland. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Browns' passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
On 1st down, Garoppolo. He's going to take a shot for the end zone and nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Back to the air on 2nd. It's Garoppolo. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. David Njoku, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns add on to their lead. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
Around the NFL, a game going on in Washington, and the Redskins there out to an early lead. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. More from Cleveland after this. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. Palmer will throw. Incomplete.
You know, every time we talk with people about the most important quality for a quarterback to have in the NFL, what do they usually cite?
Arm strength.
Yeah, and that's really way down on the list. Accuracy is one of the bigger ones, maybe the foremost one. That's what he needed on that play.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Palmer. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. Fielded at about the 28. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. Elsewhere on this Sunday in the NFL, they're in the 2nd quarter in Detroit. It's the Lions that have grabbed the early lead. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses.
All right, here we go.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harris. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Garoppolo looks to throw. Able to find Harris, complete. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be knocked down sideways at the 5-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the 1st half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
And yet again, it's Garoppolo. That is caught at the 7-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this 1st half.
Back to it, Philly. Here we go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. A great play there in the final Final seconds of the first half, and the Browns add 6 to their lead. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And they're definitely showing blitz here. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. And that'll set them back 5. From the gun, Palmer. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half. It's Palmer. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score. And the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position. Escaping the pressure right. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. They went empty backfield, all their weapons weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And Palmer gives to Johnson. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
On second down, Palmer. Screen play, Johnson. Room here to run. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield, a really nice pickup.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. On first and 10, it's Palmer. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Christian Kirksey in from his linebacker spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. Palmer to throw on second down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get him to the ground, but he got all the way down to the 30-yard line. They give him a gain of 38. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. On first down, it's Palmer. Underneath for Johnson. 10 more there and another first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
From the red zone now, here's Palmer on first down. It's complete to Brown, right side. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with second down coming up.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
They come out here in the I. Second and goal from the 2-yard line. On the run, it's Perkins. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Paul Perkins, his second touchdown on the season. And the Cardinals cut into that lead. And the lead is down to 20. Here's Dawson now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now the Browns coming out on the field. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense.
The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. That's Njoku over the middle. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. That goes for a gain of 31. Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. 34 yards there and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Now Garoppolo on the bootleg. This is caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's real.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Jarvis Landry hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Browns add on to their lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
And he pushed it right. It's no good. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Now Palmer. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A good first down call as the screen play gets him 9. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
He's got the hook up to John Brown on the right side. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down near the 42. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Palmer. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Danny Shelton. He's the one who finally gets him down for what will wind up being a loss of 16 yards. On 2nd down, here's Palmer. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
The Cardinals on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and a mile. Out of the gun, Palmer. Going up top. And got his man, complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cardinals get a bit closer. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. But that was well executed.
Here's Dawson now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They'll run it now out of the gun. And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. They'll run it now out of the gun, and he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime.
He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And that's complete to Brown. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Palmer to Brown, and the Cardinals move the chains.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Palmer now. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent. And now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Now they try the right side here. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down. So it'll be 1st down here after the run.
Back that it up, Philly. Here we go. Here we go now. Please.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Down right around the 25. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Green 39.
After the penalty, it's Crowell. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Yeah, the defense definitely showing blitz here. They come out here in the eye. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And this offense on 3rd down today, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and goal. Here's Garoppolo to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Zane Gonzalez now to try the Browns field goal from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Gonzalez puts this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the 4th.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. From the gun, it's Palmer. He sets to fire deep. And now this one's intercepted. A 3rd interception for Palmer. Picked off at the 45. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Getting late in the 4th now, Charles. 2-minute warning just around the corner.
Yeah, some teams just want to get to that spot, take a breath, and then come out and attack for the rest of the game.
Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this.
Watch it now, Barney! Leopard!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Now a handoff looking right. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. Elsewhere, Ford Field, they're into the fourth quarter now. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. A victory there would mean they're 6th on the year. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. A great effort there with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out now come the Cardinals. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
So 2nd and 9, the defense looking to put them in a bad spot here. And some extras coming up on the line here, ready for the blitz. Here's Palmer to throw. Caught right side, Jerron Brown. And he's able to get up here to the 26. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
On 3rd down, Palmer. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. One last shot for Palmer. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Browns, the win means they'll finish the first half at a respectable 5-3 record. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound as we say so long from Cleveland.